The Target Center was rocking. Game 4 of the first round series between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Dallas Mavericks was electric. Minnesota, facing elimination, needed a win. The tension was palpable. Fans were on their feet from the opening tip-off. Every possession felt like a battle. The Timberwolves, energized by the home crowd, came out with a ferocity we hadn't seen in the previous games. They attacked the basket relentlessly. Their defense was stifling, forcing turnovers and bad shots. The Mavericks, led by the always dangerous Luka Doncic, refused to back down. The lead changed hands multiple times throughout the game. Momentum swung back and forth like a pendulum. The crowd rode every high and low. They erupted with every basket. They groaned with every miss. This was playoff basketball at its finest. As the clock ticked down, the tension in the arena reached a fever pitch. Every point, every rebound, every loose ball felt like it could be the difference. The Timberwolves, fueled by the energy of their fans, found another gear. They clawed their way back from a late deficit. The final buzzer sounded and the Target Center erupted in a deafening roar. The Timberwolves had done it. They had tied the series at 2-2. Anthony Edwards was simply sensational in Game 4. He exploded for a game-high 34 points. Edwards was aggressive from the get-go. He attacked the rim relentlessly, drawing fouls and finishing through contact. His three-point shot was falling too. Edwards' performance was wasn't a much-needed boost for the Timberwolves. He provided the offensive spark they had been lacking in the previous games. His ability to create his own shot and get to the basket at will put immense pressure on the Mavericks' defense. But it wasn't just his scoring that impressed. Edwards also contributed on the boards. He grabbed crucial rebounds. His energy was infectious. It seemed to inspire his teammates to elevate their own games. Edwards' breakout performance was a reminder of his immense talent. He is a cornerstone player for the Timberwolves. His performance in Game 4 gives Minnesota fans hope. This team has what it takes to make a deep playoff run. The Timberwolves' defense was outstanding in Game 4. They held the Mavericks well below their scoring average. Minnesota played with the physicality and intensity that had been missing in the previous games. They swarmed to the ball, contested every shot, and made life difficult for Luka Doncic. A key factor in the Timberwolves' defensive success was their ability to limit second-chance opportunities for the Mavericks. Minnesota dominated the offensive boards, grabbing 18 offensive rebounds to Dallas's 8. These second-chance points proved crucial in the Timberwolves' comeback victory. The Timberwolves' defensive effort was a team effort. Every player who stepped on the court contributed. Jaden McDaniels was particularly impressive with his defense on Doncic. He used his length and athleticism to disrupt Doncic's rhythm. The Timberwolves' defensive performance was a testament to their resilience and determination. They refused to let the Mavericks dictate the terms of the game. They imposed their will on the defensive end. This was the key to their Game 4 victory. Karl Anthony Towns had a mixed bag of a game. He battled foul trouble throughout the night. Towns picked up his fourth foul early in the third quarter. This forced him to sit for an extended period. This hurt the Timberwolves' offensive flow. Despite the foul trouble, Towns still managed to make an impact. He finished the game with 17 points and 11 rebounds. He was particularly effective in the fourth quarter. Towns scored 8 of his points in the final frame. Big emphasis, and he helped seal the victory for the Timberwolves. Towns' performance in Game 4 showed his importance to the Timberwolves. When he is on the court, he is a dominant force. He demands a double team. This creates opportunities for his teammates. The Timberwolves will need Towns to stay out of foul trouble if they want to win this series. When he is able to play his game, they are a much tougher team to beat. Game 4 came down to the wire. The Timberwolves found themselves trailing by 5 points with less than 2 minutes to go. It looked like the Mavericks were going to steal a win on the road, but the Timberwolves refused to quit. They dug deep and came up with a series of clutch plays. Anthony Edwards hit a huge three-pointer to cut the lead to 2. Then, after a defensive stop, D'Angelo Russell drained a pull-up jumper to tie the game. The Target Center was going absolutely bonkers at this point. The Timberwolves had all the momentum. The Mavericks looked rattled. With the clock winding down, the Timberwolves had the ball with a chance to win the game. They put the ball in Edwards' hands. He drove to the basket and drew a foul with 0.5 seconds left on the clock. Edwards calmly sank both free throws. The Timberwolves stole a dramatic victory from the jaws of defeat. The Timberwolves fans deserve a lot of credit for their team's Game 4 victory. The atmosphere inside the Target Center was electric, absolutely buzzing. The crowd was deafening, cheering on their team every step of the way. The Timberwolves players really fed off the energy of the crowd, playing with an extra pep in their step. Without a doubt, the home court advantage was a significant factor in this game. The Minnesota faithful have been through a lot in recent years, enduring countless losing seasons and playoff disappointments. But they have never wavered in their support for their team. Their patience and loyalty were finally rewarded in Game 4. They witnessed a historic victory and were a part of something truly special. Game 4 was not only a battle between the players on the court, but also a coaching chess match between Chris Finch of the Timberwolves and Jason Kidd of the Mavericks. Finch made some key adjustments in Game 4 that helped the Timberwolves secure the victory. He opted for a smaller, more athletic lineup for stretches of the game, which really helped the Timberwolves match up better with the Mavericks' speed and shooting. Finch also did a great job of making in-game adjustments, recognizing what the Mavericks were doing offensively and defensively, and made the necessary changes to counter them. Kidd, on the other hand, seemed to be a step behind Finch in Game 4. His rotations were questionable at times, and his team looked unprepared for the Timberwolves' intensity. Finch clearly outcoached Kidd in Game 4, and this was a big reason why the Timberwolves were able to tie the series. The Timberwolves' Game 4 victory was huge for a number of reasons. First and foremost, it tied the series at 2-2, shifting the momentum of the series back in Minnesota's favor. The win also gave the Timberwolves a much-needed boost of confidence. They proved to themselves that, they could beat the Mavericks, showing that they could compete at the highest level. The victory also silenced some of the doubters who had written off the Timberwolves after their Game 3 loss. Minnesota showed they are not going to go away quietly. They are determined to make the Mavericks earn every inch of this series. The Timberwolves' Game 4 victory was a statement win. They announced to the league that they are a force to be reckoned with. The Timberwolves and Mavericks now head back to Dallas for a pivotal Game 5. The series is tied at 2-2. The winner of Game 5 will be in the driver's seat, having a chance to close out the series on their home court in Game 6. The Timberwolves will need to carry the momentum from their Game 4 victory into Game 5. They need to play with the same energy and intensity and execute their game plan on both ends of the court. The Mavericks, on the other hand, need to bounce back from their disappointing Game 4 loss. They need to play with a sense of urgency and find a way to slow down Anthony Edwards. Game 5 is going to be a battle. Both teams will be desperate for a win. It is going to be a thrilling contest. Don't miss it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more exciting content.